We're good.
I'll call the order of the Park and Tree Board for Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Call the meeting to order. Everyone, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have taken roll. We have 5 members present and we do have a quorum. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I also need a motion to approve the minutes from the Tuesday, December 16th, 2025 meeting, as we did not have a meeting in January of 26.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have no public requests, presentations tonight. Ryan and I are going to give you some updates on the park. Hall Park, and Ryan, jump in anytime you want to on this. We had a really good opening of the request for proposals for the fitness equipment. One thing that was sad though, and we still haven't opened it, is we received a bid after the deadline. And actually, Ryan, I had left.
Yeah, you're on vacation.
I went on vacation, and you said, "You're not going to believe this, Eric, but we got another." And I said, "Call down to Jeff City and find out." And they said, "You cannot open it." And here's the thing: it's not the company's fault. It is. They could have sent it a couple of days earlier, but they sent it overnight, and it still did not get on here on time.
They paid for overnight and
Did not get.
It didn't
arrive, so we couldn't.
That makes sense.
By the bid notice, we could not accept that bid.
yeah, that was 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon, and then you were gone. You left like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And Monday I come in and it's there. So yeah.
Anyway, so we don't know what that bid could have been, the best bid, or it could have been the highest.
That's what I was hoping you weren't going to tell us.
So anyway, however, Ryan and I and Larry sat right up here and did the bid openings, and we ended up 5.
I believe 5, yeah, off the top of my head.
5, if I'm not mistaken. And the low and best proposal we received was for $138,443 from Cunningham Recreation. And Ryan, if you want to add something to that.
So I don't have a digital picture of it tonight for you. I will for the next meeting. It's kind of reminiscent of, I would say it's reminiscent of like late 80s fitness trail equipment, but kind of with a modern flair. There's a multi-unit that like I think 6 people can be using at a time. There's several individual units. There's stuff for shoulder mobility, which is really, really important. There's stuff for balance, which was something I really wanted to key in on. Overall, I think it was the best package that was on the list. There was a couple other packages I personally really liked, but they're very cost prohibitive. So overall, I think we're pretty satisfied just with what we're able to get for the amount of money we have. So, sounds good. It's something we can always add to in the future as well.
Right, we can add to that, and in fact, Ryan and I even said, hey, in this area, in one of the concrete areas, we're going to see how this was down there on some of the shade structures and get that so we can put a surface mount right in that area, and then we'll have another area for shade.
Yeah, that was
In a
one,
capital improvement, when we do another budget year or something like that, say, hey, we want to get another shade structure for Hall Park, go and put it in our capital outlay, and we don't have to worry about any grant money or anything like that then, and we can go about it that way. Go ahead. Ryan.
yeah, so one issue that, the only issue really I had with the whole thing, with Cunningham was, so coming off this big structure that I was telling you about where there's 6 people is the shade structure. So there was probably 4 or 5 pieces that wouldn't have been in the shade. And we're gonna attempt to solve it with our own shade structure. And also, we're most likely gonna use those shade structures for the small shelters as well.
Yep. Right. And hopefully at the next board meeting, we will not meet, since this is February, we're doing this as a February meeting, so we won't meet until March. And this will allow us then to get with Larry, and hopefully we will have the bid notice ready and to go out for a general contractor bid. And so it'll give us about 6 weeks of plan time before we meet again to try and get this taken care of. So I was happy with the bids. Is it everything we want? There's never, ever anything that we've gotten that we couldn't say, I wish we could have gotten more, so, because that's how it always is. But
I think it's a pretty good compromise.
Yep. Any other questions from you guys on the Hall Park?
Does that keep it on schedule?
Right now, we are. Lauren, I'm glad you said the schedule, because Lauren, who works here at City Hall, one of the engineers, he had to look at the plans too, and offer comments back to Larry with Virio, and we sent those back to Larry today, because I just got those back from Lauren. And then just some minor detail things, but just things that we want to make sure that it's done. And then Larry will be, now that he has this, he will work on the advertisement, send it to us, we'll send it down to Jeff City, get that approved. Usually takes a week. Everything is a week or 2 weeks or something like that. And then we have to advertise it for at least 3 weeks in 3 separate newspapers, and then it'll also go on Drexel, which is it's a
Plan room.
yeah, where many companies see it. So we hopefully looking way down the road, completion of this in time for fall. I hope it is. It's dragged on way too long. So anyway, that's where we're at. Want to update you on the budget. The fiscal year 2027 budget presentation was given last night by Sheila at the Board Alderman meeting. There were some questions and comments, as there always are, for clarification, and Sheila was able to offer them. I will tell you, prior to the, while we were working on the budget, we tried really hard to get another full-time position. It was not put in. But I do know last night that Sheila did mention that, hey, we are taking on another park this year, so I think she kind of threw that in the back of the minds of the board members that next year, because taking on a whole nother park with the same amount of people. We took on a skate park and a pickleball facility with the same amount of people. We took on extra mowing with the same amount of people. Pretty soon, we've got to have some extra help. We just need it.
Yeah, that's something that I think we're both concerned about, is the quality of
Upkeep
the
that,
parks.
Yeah.
Just going down.
I don't want someone to say the park looks
Yeah.
looks terrible.
Yeah, we almost never get those calls over the 18 years I've been here, and we really don't want to start.
No.
Does that need to be a full-time position, or could that be seasonal?
We wanted a full-time position.
Yeah. it
Because
probably needs to be.
here's the situation. Right now, I wanted to use our part-time person that we have for 1,000 hours. Last year, he got to work part of February and all of March before April kicked in, the new 1,000 hours. We had leftover hours that we used him a month and a half. I didn't have that this year. We used them. And that 1,000 hours, right now, we would be trimming trees and trees and trees and trees on all the trails in Mac Porter Park. Every single tree in Mac Porter Park gets trimmed, every single tree. So there's a lot of trees that we're gonna be trimming come April and burning a lot of hours right away, but we gotta do it, because we don't like driving around on mowers and getting hit in the face with
Yeah.
trees, so.
Is there a possibility that if they won't go with the full-time person, there could be a second 1,000-hour position?
We're gonna try full-time, and if not, because here's what happens, Jeff. Ryan and I and Ray all collaborate for a 6-week period to get this budget how we think with our request in. Then Mayor and Sheila, we do a presentation to them and explain why we need this and things of this nature. And just like every other department does, the water, the wastewater, the streets, and so on, police. And then after that, Sheila goes through and punches everything in, how everybody presented it with what anticipated revenues, sales tax, property tax, everything of that nature. And then she says, you need to take this amount out, you need this amount out, and then we had to go that away. Here's the thing, our sales tax revenue for the city is down about 2.2% from last year. Sales tax is a big thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, and the Board of Aldermen will finalize their budget, which includes the park budget and everybody's budget, the 17th of February. So we'll try again next year.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
That's what we're saying. That's our motto.
So you gotta survive this year, though.
Gotta try to.
And I'm not saying anything that wasn't discussed last night, as far as, and Ashton is our Board of Aldermen rep, but it is what it is, that everybody needs a piece of the pie, and some things we cannot touch. Some funds, they're enterprise funds, and we are not allowed to do it, against the law to do that. So anyway, that's that.
You know, one thing you might think of if, in the meantime is,
Sure.
I bet there's some internship opportunities for some of the kids at the high school that would be interested in turf management, horticulture. There's some really good real-world experience there that, I don't know, it would take a special kid, but there's a lot of them out there that
Yeah,
I think that might be an opportunity. It might not be exactly what you need, but it might take some of the pressure off.
listen, if they can run a mower, the thing of it is there's some things we can't allow some of the kids to do by law.
Due to liability.
Or we just won't because of work comp stuff with insurance. Like, they won't ever run a chainsaw or anything of that nature, but if they can mow and they can weed eat, that's a big help. I mean, mowing, weed eating is a huge help, dragging the fields, stuff like that,
That's what I
so.
was gonna ask about volunteers, as far as on the weekends, or if you post something for volunteering.
That's great. We do like volunteers. In fact, sometimes on July 3rd, we'll get some volunteers, but the thing of it is, if you have a volunteer, you have to have a staff member present. We just can't turn them loose on, a mower or anything of that nature. Because a volunteer, if they use any power equipment, they've got to have insurance. We can't let them get on people from the school wanted to borrow our piece of equipment. We couldn't do that. And I said, yes, we can. They have insurance. But other people, like private people, wanted to borrow something. And actually, that's against the law, but there's just so many rules and regulations of letting someone get on a mower or something would happen. And, you know, it's a sue-happy world, very sue-happy world. So we'll look at the internships and things like that and try down the road next fiscal year. Because here's the thing, even though we're getting ready for a new fiscal year, we start doing the budget in another 6 months, 7 months from now. So it's quick. Every 6 months, boom, we're starting our other one. World Cup, Ryan, you want to talk about that?
Well, you know, I don't really have a lot to add to what we did last time.
We do have a band though, but we can't say what band.
We have a band booked.
Right.
I can't tell you what it is. It's still June 19th on Juneteenth, the World Cup. We know that the match itself is at 2 p.m. And so we anticipate the band going on somewhere between 4 and 4:30. We anticipate it to be a 2-hour match. There will be food trucks, bounce houses, a bunch of different, I'm actually not sure how many food trucks we're gonna have yet.
Right.
Probably quite a few. It'll be kind of going on at the same time our youth soccer camp with Challenger Sports. So it'll be a good time. And
Fun day in the park.
we're inviting all of our campers and instructors to come watch the match with us at the end and everything too. So it'll be cool. It'll be a good event.
What time will that youth camp start?
So it's all week.
All week, okay.
Yeah. It's a week-long camp. It's actually open for registration right now on the website, kearneyparks.com. And yeah, in fact, I talked to the guy who organizes them today. So everything's looking good.
Any other questions on World Cup? Lions Club International Grant. We are praying that we get this grant because if we do, it's a project that Ryan and I actually probably wanted even more than down at Lions Memorial Park because it's such a huge area of playground out at Jesse James. And we're excited about it because we're going to be taking out a couple of old pieces of equipment, replacing them. I think Ryan came up with 7 features.
Yeah,
Six.
seven new features.
Yeah.
Potentially,
Some of them are sensory.
depending on how good a quote we
No.
get.
And things of that nature, which the Girl Scouts came to Mayor Pogue. It's funny how some things come full circle, but the Girl Scouts came to Mayor Pogue and said, hey, there's not a lot of equipment for handicap or special needs or people that need sensory equipment or things of that nature. And one thing Ryan and I said we'd like to do is always get a handicap swing. They're expensive. We had one down here and before in the old park before that was done, but it got vandalized because we didn't have any cameras or anything of that nature. But the equipment that we've come up with, we think it'll be a huge hit. And then it includes the pour in place rubberized surfacing. In addition to that, it will have ingress, egress to the shelter houses and also to the walking bridge. So people that have handicap, it'll be much easier to do. And it'll just be fantastic. So, because that playground just gets used
Yeah.
tons.
You actually just reminded me, talked about the walking bridge. While Eric was gone, Ray and I decided to reboard the walking bridge going into the playground at Jesse James, and it turned out to be worse than we thought. So it took us a few days, but we got it done, and it's good.
So now when,
It's very sturdy now.
and if we do get this $150,000 from Lions Club International, we should hear in May. If we do get that, I'd like to start that as quick as we can, but here's the thing, we have to worry about the World Cup that's gonna be out there. And then, okay, we're done with World Cup on June 19th. Can you get it done before July 3rd? And then if not, then we have to wait till after July 3rd. So we've got some dates, but can't count our anything until we hear one way or the other in May. So keeping our fingers crossed for, on that. Our 2026 park fees, this is really what we need because you as the park board set the fees on recommendations from us. You can dispute these or change them to whatever you want, but the park board has the authority to set the park fees, which then go to the Board of Aldermen for final approval. And why we're having this fee schedule, we always do our fees, but we usually do them in November. Why we're doing them now is because Sheila has come up with the fee schedules for a whole packet of just not us, but the city fees like occupation license, meter set fees, the different fees. That way the board does everything all at once. It's going to be one fee schedule. Here's the fee schedule, and they approve it. So anyway, just going.
I need to make a change on the fee schedule. 3/4 of the way down there under youth recreation program fees, under soccer clinic, that needs to say 99 to 185 instead of 150. The reason is, literally just found out today that we're going to be able to offer a full day soccer clinic or a soccer camp as opposed to 2 half days. So that's a big thing. It is, however, just a little bit more expensive.
To 185?
185, 99 to 185.
I'm glad you cut that.
Yep.
How does this compare to other cities?
Go ahead.
Well, we're more than most of our peer cities, and reason being, they're able to subsidize because they have a park sales tax. So that's the case in Smithville, that's the case in Excelsior. Liberty, we're honestly kind of on par with. They beat us in some, we beat them in some. We're pretty even there. But by and large.
Do they have a park tax?
They do.
The
I
park
do.
sales tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they've had one for quite a while, I think.
And then they have an endowment fund as well.
Yeah, and so Excelsior also has that they've started building up. It's, that's part of having that tax is we're able to, keep those prices artificially low. Honestly, we're basically at cost on these things.
How come no increase from last year?
Because we think we're pretty much at the max of
Yeah.
what we're gonna be able to charge without someone saying, well, I can drive 10 minutes down the road to a
Right.
Excelsior or,
So
gotcha.
that is the problem with having being surrounded by people that have less
When was the
expensive
last time
programs.
the park fee tax was on the ballot?
So that would have been for the community center.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bad timing.
very. Well, it would have had to taken that plus.
It had to, both of them had to pass.
Yeah, it had to.
For the
pass
community
2 of
center
them
to
for it
go.
happen.
Yep.
Unfortunately, no dice.
I'm looking down through these fees and I don't know where you can really see a spot where you could generate a little more. I mean, it all seems pretty
So
reasonable.
we do, I've done fee studies of probably 15 of our peer cities, maybe more, actually. I strongly feel like this is what the market will bear right now.
Yeah,
One thing I do want to draw attention to is the shelter rentals, specifically the last one, Shelter in Lions Memorial Park, shelter non-resident, 3-hour. It's a $55 jump. Reason being, we've observed in the last year to 2 years, we have a lot of out-of-town birthday parties come in. And to be frank, they completely trash the place.
Gotcha.
And I mean, it takes a fair amount of time to clean up afterwards.
After a Saturday, Sunday, it needs a big time power wash.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
that's
time.
every week. So, we love having the rentals. We love that people like using the park. However, our expenses are increased because of it. So that's the one that went up.
now on the, just, I guess, quick number, do the park shelters, whether it be Jesse James or Lions Park, are they getting rented quite a bit?
Not near as much as before Lions. Once Lions Park went in,
Yeah,
the shelter reservations at
Jesse,
Jesse went down. We still get them.
yeah,
I'd say
we still get them.
90%.
Yeah. It's
I'd
90.
say maybe 10% in Lions.
so
Or, excuse me,
people
Jesse.
are trying to get into Lions first and then.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Got it.
And some say, well, I'm not gonna spend that amount of money, $120. I'll go out for 55 or 65.
It's attractive.
I get it, that's fine, but it's not near as nice. They have the playground there
Yeah.
and the splash park there.
Yeah.
That makes
It's,
sense.
it's an attractive deal if you're having a birthday party. I get it totally.
So, but the thing of it is we clean that park every single solitary day, whether it's Monday or Sunday, every day. The bathrooms get cleaned and,
Yep.
trash is dumped every single solitary day. We've already got shelter rentals, people that have already booked for this upcoming year
Okay.
for that park.
Yeah, we did really well on the rentals in Lions last year.
And we need that money for our budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Have you noticed people utilizing the spaces and not renting them?
some. To be frank, those are normally weekday evenings usually. That's not to say we don't have rentals in, because sometimes we do. You're gonna be really hard pressed to find a shelter in Lions Park in the weekend on the
Yeah.
summer.
What I'm saying, like, are those being rented? Are they just being occupied?
We've had a lot of rentals.
I know, but I'm
And
just saying,
some
I guess I
during
don't
the
understand
week.
your question.
like on a busy weekend and Splash is all full and there's a party going on in one of the shelters. How do we know if it's being rented or not?
Well, there's always a placard up that's saying,
Reserved.
hey, this is rented from this time to this time for this person. We've actually had to change our placard. Now we just list all the times available in a blank by it, and we just write the person's name in it. I mean, that's how much we're getting used.
Right, we have a form and we'll say,
It'll
Lions
say-
Park and then shelter, and we'll put either restroom or,
Yeah, whatever.
creek, or the two big ones. And then it'll say 10 to 1, 1:30 to 4:30, 5 to 8. And then we write their names in, and how we know, because Ryan and I have to go there on the weekends and clean the bathrooms
It's
and
either
put
him
up
or
shelter
One of the
reservations.
two of us is there every week.
And then on Saturday, that is, and then on Sunday, we take the others and put it in the sleeve for the Sunday.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And what I heard you say too, it would be hard to find, like, if you just went there randomly and didn't rent it,
Mhm.
someone's probably gonna bump you because it's rented that much. The
Yeah,
chances
yeah,
are, chances are.
especially on weekends.
Yeah, okay.
When the splash pad is going, like in season, it's very popular.
If you don't have a rental, you're not in, probably.
I'm not gonna say never, but
Chances are.
I wouldn't
slim.
count on it.
Right.
I would get the.
I wouldn't have a party there and decide I'm gonna go and sit underneath that shelter.
But if we're looking to recoup some money in there, there's not that much, just what I.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, if there's another
Yeah.
$120, we can be grabbing
Right,
here and
right,
there.
I know
yeah.
that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
I don't think that's very often.
There's just a few holes, but
And
not
it's-
enough we can grab them.
Right.
And it's
Okay.
probably just during the week that would be,
Right.
And
It's,
here's
it's
the
the
thing.
less desirable times.
Yeah.
You know, having a birthday party on a weeknight, you know, well, everyone's got to be home. You know, mom and dad have to go to work the next day.
What we
What the
like
kids
about
are
it
doing.
too, but we don't get any money off of it, because they're a political subdivision and we can't charge political subdivisions. We get Liberty School,
Oh,
we get Cameron School, we get Lathrop School, and we get Lawson School come down in the summertime for a whole week, and we'll be down here.
Yep.
The school districts will have field trips the whole week. It's incredible, but we can't.
Towards the end of school, like in May.
No,
Summer
summer
school.
school. Yeah,
There'll be a different class every day. of the
yeah,
week.
there'll be buses and they'll park over at the basketball court because it's so
So
full.
really, there's not a requirement to rent it, but by renting it, you're guaranteed that you get to use it at the time you're asking.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could really plan a birthday party and just roll the dice that no one's gonna show up.
I
But if they
wouldn't,
did,
but
right,
yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm kind of
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
at is, are they allowed to?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. It's a public park.
It's a public
so-
park. Anybody can go in there. Nice spring day, before, the splash park comes on. Once that splash park comes on, no.
So,
It's rented.
you know, if someone just wants to say have a picnic lunch, go out to Jesse James.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 shelters there. There's a real good chance you're gonna be able to get one of them.
Yeah.
That'd be my advice.
yeah.
Now, July 3rd, those are rented too,
Yeah.
out at Jesse James Park.
Yep.
Is there information on these shelters now or during the hot times for people to be notified that they need to rent it or they can rent it?
Yeah, it's
It's on the
it's on
website,
our
both the city
website.
website and the kearneyparks.com.
What about on or near the shelters?
Well,
So
the park reservation, like the park rules, it says to rent shelters, contact us.
Yep.
Yep. Those signs, one's on first and one's on second, and they'll say contact us.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Do a
It is a
QR
good idea.
code, yeah, like
Yeah,
right there.
no, yeah, there
Pay
is
for
one.
it right then and there.
Yeah, we put that on there.
So, anyway.
We had a little bit of foresight when we did that park.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
Well,
it's
we
always,
figured it would be popular people-wise. Those are really good-looking shelters, so.
So really, what we need from you is a motion and a second and approval of the fees with the, the change that Ryan said, but basically, we're keeping everything the same again, because it was a couple of years ago where we did go up in the fees. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it looks good.
All right, I'll move to accept this fee schedule with the one change that Ryan made to, from 150 to 185.
I'll second that.
in the soccer clinic from,
150 to 185.
perfect. Thank you, and Lisa, you made that, and who seconded?
I did.
Ashton, all in favor?
I-
I appreciate that.
Sorry for that last minute change, but we literally just got that today, so we're excited to be able to offer that.
This is what we needed from you to take this. to
Last
the
month.
bowl. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Ryan, go ahead and
Yep.
visit a little bit on the
So,
basketball leagues.
Rec basketball is popping. We actually have some really competitive teams as far as evenly matched teams. I think Saturday we had 2 go into overtime. One of them, we ran through the overtime, they were still tied, and we went, okay, sudden death now. And then there's like 4 minutes before we had a basket. They were just clamping down on D. Yeah, no, it's been great. We've done our picture day already, already have the medals sitting down in the office. We're set, we're good. And we should, assuming we did have one snow out that weekend when we got the weather. We're just like, yeah, let's just cancel. It was kind of iffy. Assuming we don't have another one of those, we'll finish up at the end of the month.
And we roll right into spring and already taking spring applications right now for
Yep.
spring sports.
We got quite a few, it's looking real good for our traditional spring sports, soccer, baseball, that sort of thing.
Any comments from any of you that you might have or questions?
Appreciate all the work and all the background info and
Sure. Anytime you guys have a question, I know Ashton's asked a couple of times when I've seen him on the street or prior to a Board of Alderman meeting. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact Ryan or I. I didn't mention, and if the board does approve it, one thing that Ryan and I are excited about in our budget is we're gonna be getting a new gator. The other one was here prior to me being hired. So we've taken care, I mean, that's one thing we do take care of in our parks. We've taken good care of the equipment, but it's about a 25-year-old piece of machinery. So that got approved. Well, right now it's in the budget and hopefully it will be approved. So, Ryan, anything else before we adjourn?
No, we will make whatever budget we have work. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So,
I know this was discussed before. Was there any progress on the 4x4 post up at Jesse James Park? Surrounding the parking lot, we talked about, there's a bunch of them leaning and the cables are not all the way through all of them.
yes, we're waiting on the wood.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I blanked out there. Yeah, we need to check on that, actually. It should be here, but
Ray ordered that.
I know Ray ordered it, yeah. Ray's in another country right now.
Taking a much needed vacation.
He should be waking up.
He should be awake right now, actually. He texted me in his morning, my evening, today.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second?
second.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
Okay, see everyone.